Hey guys, it's Melissa here from melissaoatman.com. Welcome to another episode of Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness. I am super excited today because I have with us today as a guest someone that I've been following for a while because I have been following her own health journey. I have today with us Joyce Gimfil. She's a mom of seven, and through research and her own personal journey, she has become a biohacker. She is an expert in wellness, and she has built a strong community to help others achieve next level wellness as well using simple tools. And she's here today to talk to us about some of those tools that she is helping others to use. I cannot wait to talk to her about it. But before we get started today, we do have a word from our sponsor.
When tragedy, stress, or change occur in our lives, we can feel uprooted and isolated. My podcast, Transform Your Suffering into Freedom, not only shares the story of the death of our son, but how I moved through the suffering and the loss, and how I gained insights and wisdom along the way. I welcome you to join me as we understand what makes our suffering eventually turn into the freedom that we want. My name is Karen Lang, and you can contact me at www.karenlangauthor.com.
All right, Joyce, I want to thank you so much for being here with us today because you are in Australia. And so there's a big, huge time difference, but you made time out of your busy schedule to be here with us today. So welcome to the show.
Thank you, Melissa. It's a great honor to be invited to your podcast.
Yes, I'm so excited that you're here because I joined your Facebook group, this community that you built, because I was looking for my own tools that I could use to improve my health and my wellness. And I just became engrossed in this community because you put so much great information out there. So I cannot wait for you to share this information with us. But before you do that, I would just love for you to tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey. How did you go from mom of seven to being a biohacker and helping people achieve next level fitness and wellness?
So, I don't have any background in health, but so I actually studied law. And then I had my children, my first and second children, they developed some health problems and behavioral problems at a young age. And it got me on a journey where I started really researching about nutrition, diet, then I got into essential oils and herbs and creams, homeopathy. I went to all of that. And then I discovered energy medicine. And then I understood the potential that was there. And then in energy medicine, I um, got into like frequency, rife, light, then into acupuncture, Chinese medicine. So I would say in the past 10 years, I've read quite a lot and I've condensed a lot of that information and woven all these different threads together into a simple system that, you don't have to rely on just the Newtonian worldview of, you have to take in supplements, food. I actually One of the research that really got me into this world is realizing that the body is electrical. Your body is you're made of light. And quantum physics, what happens at a quantum level is really what's going on in the big wide world, even though what we see is Newtonian physics, like you actually have to exert a local force from one big particle to another particle to exert change. But with quantum physics, information, waves of frequency and light can actually affect change in the body. And so when I realized this, and I actually stumbled on a tool that wove all these threads together, Eastern, Western thought, a tool that could help the body change the information in the body and help the body create specific nutrients without relying on, food molecules, herbal molecules, drug molecules, and the body could achieve next level wellness. I was blown away. So my journey has been like 10 years in the making. I've read so much, and I didn't create a community to help people understand that there is hope, that what they're doing right now, if it's not working, then you need to incorporate all this other knowledge from Eastern medicine, Western medicine, the fact that our bodies are electrical or made of light. And my group grew a lot, and it's a really rewarding journey. So right now, I guess you could call me a biohacking expert with knowledge of multiple modalities that I've woven together. And so that's my journey. It's a bit complicated, and I think we can talk a bit more later on as we delve deeper.
Yeah, and I'm really interested for you to tell us a little bit about some of these tools that you're using and that are helping other people because when I say you put this community together, it's not just like you put a Facebook group together. You put so much material together that's out there to teach people. So I would love for you to talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, I have hundreds and hundreds of practitioners, wellness practitioners, and even doctors and MDs in there. And they've actually told me this is going through your guides information. It's like doing another PhD because there's so much that's new to them, but so it's also very practical. Very practical. It's very simple when you understand concept. So the tool that I'm talking about is this little sticker. You see that sticker?
Yes.
It's very simple. It just looks like sticker. All you need to do is just take the backing off and stick them on your body. The reason why this is so special, this is a LifeWave phototherapy patch. And what it is, it's a wearable device that captures the energy and heat from your body. And all the photonic information from your DNA is emitted by your body. It hits the little crystalline structures that's embedded inside this fabric circle. And depending on what uh, crystal arrangements there are in this white circle, it will reflect that light, photonic light information back into the body. And the body responds by doing two things, by moving and creating bioelectrical energy and by creating specific nutrient molecules in the body. The way how this works is so simple. Like a solar panel is made of a photovoltaic material. When the light from the sun hits the solar panel, it kicks out an electron and that generates an electrical current. That's electricity. With the patch captures the heat energy from your body, and you are the sun. You are the mini sun. It hits the patch, it bounces back into your skin, and that light kicks out an electron in the body, and that creates a cascade of energy, electrical current, or you can call it qi in Chinese medicine, or prana, or ki, depending on what cultures you're talking about. And that generating that movement of energy creates movement, unblocks energy blockages in the body. So it's so exciting to be able to help the body, uh, receive this information from the patch. And that's the first thing that this does. The second thing that this does is it helps the body create nutrient molecules. So just like sunshine hits the surface of a leaf, the leaf with that information from the sun with carbon dioxide and water, it starts making nutrient molecules to create starches. Same with the patch. The patch kicks out this electron, and the information in the patch tells the body to make specific nutrient molecules. So we have different patches that can tell the body to make glutathione molecules, which is a molecule for detox and antioxidants, a stem cell peptide that helps the body create more stem cells, a royal jelly peptide that calms down the body, keeps it young, hormone balancing patch. We've got patches that create energy, mitochondria, and tells the body to burn fat by 23% within 20 minutes. And so we have a range of patches that do different things. We have one that opens the pineal gland. Like super interesting. We actually call it behind the scenes, we call it the consciousness patch, but it was marketed as a skin regeneration patch because of the peptide that it tells the body to make. Helps regenerate the skin inside and out, but it also opens up pineal gland. So we have some really exciting tools, and it's so simple. All you need to do is you stick them on your body, normally on the back of the neck or under the belly button. And then information will just go into your body starts acting on it. Nothing enters the bloodstream. There's no toxicity that builds up in the body. You don't have to take something orally to break it down in the liver, which can cause a problem sometimes. And some people have not enough digestive juices, to break things down and absorb the bloodstream. So These are really exciting tools, and I teach people how to create protocols to help increase their effectiveness.
So there's no medicine in these patches at all. It's just the crystals that are in them that are kind of activating all of this from the heat and light in your own body.
Correct. So the patches, they contain little liquid crystal structures that reflect light in specific arrangements. So different patches will have different arrangements of light. And this light, this photonic information actually came from your own body with your own unique photonic signature from your DNA. So it's unique to you, sort of tailored to you. This tailored DNA light hits the patch and bounces back, but with a smaller specific wavelength. And when your body detects this wavelength, it's going to go do two things. One, it's going to start moving the energy because it's kicking out electrons in that photon of light, and it starts making those specific nutrient molecules. And to me, to be able to have this tool in your hands and not have to rely so much on diet, drugs, herbs, supplements, pills, oils, drops, stick a patch on once a day and your body starts to respond. It starts to make those nutrients, and then when it uses those nutrients and sends it back to where there is somewhere in the body that needs to be repaired, detoxified, boost immunity, and your body's intelligence is in control. It goes and prioritizes the weakest link in your body. And so that's what I teach. I teach people how to use these tools, these patches on different points in your body. And because they're built, they were actually based on acupuncture meridians. When you look them up, they don't really have a lot of information on them. And generally, they'll tell you just use them under your belly button or on the back of your neck. And that's fine, it works for a lot of people. I tend to go a bit deeper and I actually teach people combinations that practitioners actually use in clinic. So, for example, somebody's got adrenal fatigue, you would actually want a patch on your adrenals to increase the voltage in your adrenals. If you had a cough, for example, you want to patch your lung points because that it sends energy into the lungs and increases the voltage there. And for me, I personally find that when I use the patches, my lungs are more flexible. I can breathe deeper. I have less, that wheezy contracted feeling because when your voltage is low, things start to contract. They don't move, the energy doesn't move. And low energy organs attract pathogen replication. When you increase the voltage in an organ, pathogens don't like to live in high voltage areas. They get zapped.
Yeah.
Literally, they get zapped because when you're kicking the electrons, increasing the electron movement, all those free electrons will go and neutralize the bacteria and viruses because those viruses that they try to steal electrons from the body. So it neutralizes your electrons. And so, it neutralizes those pathogens. And so I love using patches. I teach people how to use them in specific combinations. I use them for all sorts of common ailments, headaches, nausea, dizziness, fatigue, even people with gut problems, who have bloating and stuff. What they do is they create those nutrient peptides. And for example, one of our patches increased the nutrient peptide called carnosine. And there's actually a carnosine supplement you can buy that's helping in repairing the gut lining. But with our patches, the body makes its own carnosine right where you want to target it. So, for example, if you were to take the carnosine supplement, your body would have to, receive it orally. Hopefully, you break it down in your digestive juices, and hopefully, it gets sent to the right places. With the patches, you're not hoping you can specifically direct your body, make these peptides in this specific area. So it's so exciting because now you can target the brain, you can target the thyroid, you can target your heart, or your liver. For example, the glutathione patch is amazing for clearing out the liver and also the liver channel. More about that later. So, people who has a lot of stagnant liver, a lot of us live in a toxic world and we breathe in stuff, perfumes, even flame retardants from, our carpets that off gas and our flooring materials. A lot of it gets stuck in the liver, and as you age, your liver can't make enough glutathione to then grab hold of all these toxins and get out of the body. And then so the toxins accumulate, your glutathione level goes down as you age. So what do? You get more and more toxic and stagnant. When you put glutathione patch on your liver, it tells the body to make the glutathione molecule and increase it by an average of 300% within 24 hours. Now your liver has more glutathione. It's going to go to work and grab hold of all those toxins stuck there and convert it into a water-soluble, harmless compound that you can excrete. So it's exciting that you have this tool. It tells your body to move energy. It creates specific nutrient molecules. You can target on specific areas on your body. And so those are just some of the things that is possible with these patches. And also, we have patches for pain relief. No matter how natural you are, a lot of people who they don't want to take drugs, but when it comes to pain, there's not a lot of choice out there. So you tend to fall back on, you know, Tylenol, ibuprofen, and anti-inflammatories, or and these things can build up in the liver. Even things like cannabis oil and stuff like that, they can build up in the liver. And so we have a pain relieving patch that what it does, pain is a signal in the body that either there's too much energy or it's blocked. So that pain, that energy can't flow through and it congeals and it causes a pain signal. Our pain patch is called ice waves. It regulates and directs the energy through so that that pain signal disappears. I came onto these patches because about 6 years ago I had my fifth baby, and the more babies you have, the more painful the afterbirth pains. I was doubling over on the second day in pain, groaning and moaning. I couldn't breathe. I just held these two patches on where my ovaries were. Within 20 seconds, the pain went from an 8 to a 2, and it wasn't even touching my skin. It was just an inch away from my tummy. And I was blown away by this because of its ability to grab hold of the hidden light from your body. It sends a specific wavelength that your body responds to that's tailored to you, and then it directs the energy away. Remember, it's kicking out those electrons. So it's that pain that's congealing was all the energy was sort of going in instead of flowing through. Those patches help the energy flow through. And they do a lot of other stuff. And so you can learn a lot of that in my community that I built up. And Melissa can give you access if you send her a link on the Facebook page.
Yeah, if you're friends with me on Facebook or if you're in my Facebook group and you send me a message, we can add you to that group so that you can learn more about the different combinations that you have that can help things like allergies. I mean, there's detoxing, there's so many different things, but I have a story that's kind of similar to yours. I used the patches myself because I was having pain in my shoulder. And someone added me to the group, and I thought, this is interesting. So I think it's worth just buying a pack of the patches just to see. And I wore them for about a week and continuously, 12 hours on and then 12 hours off is how you wear them. And I wore them continuously for a week. And after a week, I didn't have that pain anymore. And you were talking about the pain you were having after having your child. My daughter has very painful cysts, and she's a young woman, and they've been so bad before that we've taken her to the emergency room and they gave her strong pain medicine to help with the pain. We were on vacation, and I always take my patches with me when I go anywhere, and so I had taken my patches and she was doubled over in pain crying because her cyst, she had a cyst that was hurting so badly. I stuck a couple of the patches right where the pain was. And before that, we were trying everything. My mom was saying, oh, we need to give her some Tylenol, give her this, get in a hot bath. And nothing was really helping. And I just happened to think, oh, I brought my patches with me. I ran and I grabbed them and I put two of them on where the pain was. And within 5 minutes, it was better. And it eventually went away. And so to me, that was something too. I was like, wow, that was incredible because we tried all of these things. We'd even in the past had to take her to the hospital, and they just covered it up with pain medicine, but didn't actually do anything to really fix it or heal it. And that I don't think she's complained about that since then either. So it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, we have so many stories like that in our group. So it just validates the information. And the guy who invented them, he's got a lot of science behind him. He owns 130 patents on all the technology that he's created. Uh, the patches are actually invented for military use about 20 years ago, or actually 22, 24 years ago. And so the founder and creator just actually had a convention last weekend on in Orlando, and he released, even more exciting technologies. So his name is David Schmidt, and he's a businessman, but he also loved inventing. And now he's like a real life Tony Stark figure because he owns this company. This LifeWave has tripled in growth every year the past 3 years. He has at all the conventions, he's released more newer, more interesting technology that's just mind-blowing. Let me tell you a little bit what happened this last convention. And if you want to watch the full thing, I actually have a replay in the group, so make sure you get invite from Melissa. So it was like a 3-day convention, and he opened it by announcing that he has been working on this piece of technology and he's tested it out. And what he's able to achieve with it is, for example, it's able to reverse the age of a cell by 3 years within 10 minutes,
Wow.
increase muscle mass by 4 points in 10 minutes, and drop body fat by 2 points in 10 minutes. And it was able to alkalinize the blood very quickly. He said it's not really ready for commercial use yet. He's still refining it, but it does work. The technology is there for regeneration and age reversal. And that's just his first piece of technology he talked about. The second piece of technology is he's been working on a water machine. I know he's been working on this for at least 4 years, but he finally announced that he's at a stage where it he's not ready to release it yet, but what he's found in his studies with this water machine, it's able to flood the water with energy, and the water can hold this energy. It's able to structure water in a way that holds this energy and information and resonances. And you can target specific areas in the body. For example, this information can go to your brain or your heart, for example. And he said, as an example, you could increase intelligence by 20%
Wow.
just by drinking this water. And he showed us experiments with this water, and you can see images in this replay. He froze the water and compared it to control, and the frozen water that's been treated had implosion. It froze in a way that you could see the crystals imploding into each other. And when you change the settings, you could see like a snake-like thing rise up from the middle of the water. Like the water was actually holding a form of energy, and it was actually rising inside in a way that you don't see with normal water. And he documented all of this. It was just incredible. And then the third thing that he announced, he had a new technology that was able, it's like an aromatherapy spray. It's not really a aromatherapy. It's a product that they had to find a class to go under in the FDA. But what it does was it used the structured water from this device, and you inhaled it. It had a tiny bit of herbs and essential oils, but that's not the main focus. The main focus was this spray, and he had studies that show that people had an increase in vitality. And we're not allowed to say what this thing can do, and we're not allowed to say that, for example, it can boost testosterone within and double it within 3 days, for example. And he wanted to call it love potion number 9 because of what it does. It was like an aphrodisiac. It was so funny. It was a great convention replay. Fourth thing that he announced was, so David Schmidt, he is a humanitarian. He loves helping people. He's really got a good heart, and he really wanted to give back to the community, and he wanted to find a way to get relief to disaster victims really quickly, because that's a big problem. Getting supplies to people in disaster areas is a problem. The time response is too long. And so he's been working on a project with his son to create a drone that would break all records. So he actually revealed this drone at this convention, and you can see it in the replay. And so just to give a comparison, he could, so normal drones like Amazon ones, they drop parcels off. They last about 10 to 20 minutes on a single charge, and they have a payload of 10 to 30 pounds. His drone was 15 feet in length with no blades. So it's a bladeless turbine technology. It lifted up in the air without blades. It could stay for 90 hours on a single charge.
Wow.
and he could carry a payload of 280 pounds. And he said, for example, you could use this drone, fly out from Orlando, go to the Caribbean, drop off the supplies, come back on a single charge
Wow.
and get relief to people really quick. And this is the man who's behind all LifeWave patch technology. So he's developing all these new technologies, but he's finding ways to incorporate them in technologies that would help with age reversal, longevity, wellness. And some of his newer patches have actually he's been able to incorporate them in some of our newer patches. For example, the stem cell patch. So we've got two, we've got the X39 and the X49, and somehow he's able to program this patch so that your body increases stem cells. And our X49, which was released last year, is even more exciting. It could increase your performance. For example, I think people in the 70s, after using 2 months of X49, were able to increase, I think, or sit-ups or push-ups by 112% in 2 months. They
That's
could increase their grip strength by like, I don't know, 70%, something like that. Um, increase bicep curls by 80%, increase fat burning by 11%. And he has the research to do it. And he's got like 80 to 100 research papers that he has done. And so the technology behind our patches is really impressive. And I'm really excited with where we are going with this because even now, with the technology that I've been using with the patches, they've been in the market. Most of them have been in the market for 18 plus years. And the people that I guide have amazing results with them. But the newer generation patches are even more exciting because David's incorporating more innovation into his patches. And he's bringing out new technology. I think in the future he's planning to bring out this water technology as well. And so yeah, so that's what I do. I teach people how to use the patches, access and open up the meridians. And there are other protocols as well that I think some of your audiences may be interested in. So I know I've talked about, coughs and colds and headaches and nausea, but I also have, I've created an abundance protocol, and you can get the full protocol in the group. I teach you how to identify if there are emotions or traumas that are hidden in your body, how to release it, and so that your body's frequencies and vibration is more welcoming to more abundant type frequencies and vibration. So there's a full protocol in the group. If you get in, just type in abundance protocol and you'll be able to see the full, document that I wrote up. And there's so many things like, I have a bliss out meditation protocol to help you achieve your next level meditation that we can help you open up pineal gland, increase brain flow in the brain. And the effect is equivalent to a yogi meditating for like 25 years to achieve the same effect. We use patches that increase voltage in the brain and talk to the hypothalamus and the pineal gland to balance it out. So there's so many exciting things you can do with these tools. And this is why people come to my group and they say, wow, I didn't know you could do all these with these patches. I didn't know this was possible. And yeah, I really love teaching
Yeah,
these.
I know you do, and you have so many awesome protocols in there, and there's so many that we couldn't even dive in, scratch the surface today with how many that you've come up
I
with.
know. And they're very versatile as well.
Yeah, and I love the Alavita patch because a lot of people talk about that one too with opening the third eye and helping to tap into that intuition. And a lot of people talk about how they use that one when they sleep at night too, that if they put that on their third eye at night, that they seem to have more vivid dreams, and it helps them to, like many of them have said that they've had aha moments. I know personally I have done that. I've worn it at night, and it's definitely, you can tell the difference when you're wearing the Alavita patch at night, and I like using that one a lot too. But I like the SP6 patch too, because I always need a detox. I'm one of those people, I try so hard to eat healthy. But we have those cheat weekends or you go on vacation and whatever, and then you feel kind of bad when you get back. You feel bloated and you feel tired and all of those things. So I love the patches too for being able to help with detoxing if you've after the holidays you've splurged too much, or
Oh
um,
yeah. I've
yeah.
got a hangover protocol for people who have a big night out and they just don't want to have a hangover the next day. I have a hangover protocol.
I love that because I've used the headache one before too. Between the patches and the essential oils that I use, it's great because so many people suffer from headaches, and that can be caused by so many things, stress, in anything really. And I found that those work really, really well when I use the patches, and use the protocols for the headache, which is awesome because nobody enjoys being in pain. So I'm one of those people that anytime I start to feel a little inkling of anything anywhere, I run to your Facebook page and I type in whatever I'm experiencing, and then the protocol comes up. I'm like, yes, she has a protocol for that.
I'm glad I'm a resource that people can use. And it's so great that, once you're in there, it's like 24/7 support group. Like someone's
It
gonna
really
answer.
is, because even if you don't find the answer, someone types in there, people respond back immediately with supportive information, or this is what I've done and this is what's worked for me. And even you get in there and respond back to people. And I just love how amazing the community is because everyone has the same mission, which is just to look and feel their absolute best. And I love how supportive everyone is in that goal and helping other people to do the same thing.
Whew, well, it was a journey. Like when I first started putting the information together, I didn't know if anybody actually wanted to see it, and then it just grew and grew. I think the group is about 5 years old now, and I've just never stopped posting, and I've just kept on researching. And what I learned, I just broke it down so people could understand. And I taught them in a simple way what's the best way to, like the sway test, it teaches you to identify what your body wants. And it's so versatile. It will tell you what your body wants, not just what patch you need today, but you can use it for food and oils and supplements, and your body will tell you yes or no. And that's so empowering. And so the goal is to empower normal people like moms, and especially moms and dads and people, who are wanting to take the power back in their own hands. Because so often when we feel helpless, we go ask for help, and that just takes the power away from us, and then we rely on those help. Even it looks like, another person, a doctor, a chiro, or drugs, or you're taking your power away. But with the patches, it's actually amplifying your own power in a literal sense. Well, it's taking your own information, amplifying it back to you, and your body starts to do what it's meant to do, and you retain your power.
Yeah, I know. I love that because our bodies know how to heal themselves. But sometimes we feel like that we don't have any control and that we're never going to find healing or feel better. And this gives you the hope that yes, you can. Yes,
I
your body
know,
knows
like
what to do.
your body has all that DNA that your body has. It contains all information for you to get better. And as you all get older and get, age, and you get sick, all those genetic expressions, they express, the bad stuff. And what our stem cell patch does, it actually resets 4,000 genes to a younger, healthier prior state, which I don't know what other tool out there is going to help you do that,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Amazing.
So I love this technology. It's so simple. It's so simple.
Yeah, and there's so many different patches. You have patches for sleeping. We have the silent nights for that, and then the patches for anxiety. There's a lot of people out there who experience a lot of stress and anxiety, and there's a specific patch for that. I love it.
I actually have a story. This was a lady who was caught in a bad situation at home, domestic violence situation, and she was actually shaking in the car. She could not shake. She went to the hospital and they gave her like anxiety medication. It didn't work. It just made it worse. But the palpitations were so strong she couldn't breathe. And my friend gave her an Aeon patch and put it on the back of her neck. And she videoed this. Within like 20 seconds, she calmed down. She could breathe. She didn't have heart palpitations anymore.
That's
So
important.
it
Yeah.
was just so simple. It was quick.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I found too is anytime, because I give out patches sometimes left and right to people just to show them, this is what it does. Like family members, when they'll say, like, I'm in pain, here, stick this patch here. And they'll come back to me later, like, do you have another one of those patches?
Let's go get your own one,
Right,
and I can
exactly.
help you get them, wholesale,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, get your own one. And then, I mean, I actually have a slide. I mean, I'm not going to show it here now, but it costs about, so for us in Australia, we got funded Medicare, so doctors are most of the time it's free, but it's focused on drugs or surgery. So it's free healthcare, but it's based on drugs and surgery, which is, you want to avoid those as a last resort. Then you got like chiros and acupuncturists and physios and masseuse and naturopaths, and it costs about, $80 to $150 per session to go see them. Stem cell injections normally cost five to $20,000. You have to go to some specific place, not probably not your local clinic. You have to pay for travel costs and everything, and there's no money back guarantee. It takes 6 months for those stem cells to take. There's some risks. Whereas our patches increase stem cells. You can help a lot of people can feel something happening in the first day, 7 days. It costs about $2 for a patch a day, like, $100 for a pack of stem cell patches that's going to increase, your stem cell activity in your body compared to like, five to $20,000 for stem cell injections with no money back guarantee,
yeah,
and then, other patches, the wholesale costs about $1.70 per patch. Like, how affordable is that,
yeah.
right?
And
Compared
I
to
thought of
going
something
someone.
too, because you also have a protocol for addictions, don't you? Like, so if there's people who
Yeah.
are trying to quit smoking or, to have different addictions that they have, there's a protocol for that too.
Yeah, like, let me tell you a little bit about that. So, the smoking one uses the hypothalamus patch. It helps to balance the hypothalamus. Normally, people who take up smoking, they've got trauma in the history, right? And the hypothalamus is where trauma is held. And that patch helps calm that area of the brain down. And you pair it with the glutathione patch on the throat. What a lot of ex-smokers have reported is when they put the patch on, um, the smell of smoke, the smoke is so revolting that they just don't want to do it anymore. It just the glutathione molecule changes how the smoke tastes. And then the Aeon patch brings down the stress. So normally people smoke because they're stressed. And
Yeah,
so you put the Aeon patch on the back of the neck to help calm the stress response down so you're not always reaching out for that cigarette. And it's so simple. Like, 3 patches is going to cost you a lot less than a pack of cigarettes and a lot less to go, see a hypnotherapist or something.
yeah,
And yeah, and it makes your brain feel really good too, because your brain, the hypothalamus, which controls all the unconscious autonomic stuff that goes on in your body, is all happy. And
yeah.
you can use it to balance hormones as well. It's just so versatile. All of the patches are incredibly versatile, and they do a lot more than they're advertised.
Yeah, because when you start controlling like the hormones and lowering the stress, that affects even your weight and everything else in the body because I know at my age, I've done so much research on like, okay, what's going on when I hit 40? What happened? And a lot of it had to do with hormones being imbalanced and then added stress. And so once you control those things, that also helps you to be able to do things like lose weight easier, to have more motivation, get more energy back.
Yeah, and there's just so much you can do with them. And getting to my group shows you the true potential, what's really possible with these tools.
Yeah, I love it. And so if anyone is out there and wants to be a part of the group, and I highly recommend doing that because there's no obligation for anything joining the group. All you get to do is snoop around and learn and see how other people are experiencing amazing things with these patches. Like I mean, people are posting every day their victory stories and how those patches have helped them in one way or another. And so it's a great way to educate yourself, to learn more about them, and to see how they're helping other people. And so if you want to join Joyce's group, all you have to do is contact me. So if you're in my Facebook group already or we're Facebook friends, I can add you to her group. I just need to know that you want to be added. So you can just reach out to me through Facebook and we'll get you added to the group so that you can, start learning and, you know, get curious and spy, as I like to call it, which is what I did at first too. Like, what do these do? What are these?
You got it. So, I really encourage you to get in there, have a look through the guides, and just familiarize yourself. And they have a 30-day, well, 90-day money back guarantee for preferred customers. So it's really no risk. Like if you try them and they don't work for you, just send them back. But we have a very, very high retention rate and very low, like, yeah, return, um, right? Because a lot of people um, get really good results. So I want to tell you about a quick study. A study was done, probably 15 years ago now about ice waves or pain patches. They wanted to do and to see if it had good efficacy. And they wanted to recruit this pain relief doctor in France, and he was like, unless it has 30% efficacy, we're not really interested. They did a study, 150 patients, like 5 hospitals and 15 doctors. 93% of the patient population who tried them had pain relief within the hour,
Wow.
people with osteoarthritis. And so now it's actually accepted as, something that you could claim on in the French national insurance scheme. So, I would say 90 plus percent of people are going to have good results with them. And for some people who don't get the results, there's a few things. For example, you need to be hydrated, get minerals in, ground, check the polarity, make sure that your energy is flowing in your body correctly. And I've got a video showing you how to do that as well, so that all of this helps you enhance your experience with the patches.
Yeah, I love that. And that was what I had to do before I tried them too, was just make sure I did the polarity test and yeah, making sure you're hydrated. That is all of really important because it makes them all the more effective.
Mhm.
Well, thank you so much for being here with us today, Joyce. I really appreciate all the work that you've done and putting together this group because I know it's helped me out a lot. I know it's helped a lot of people. So I want to thank you for putting together this community and just inviting all of us to be a part of it and to be a part of your journey and for all of the people that you're helping because you really are helping so many people. And I want to thank you for being here with us today and sharing your wealth of knowledge and shedding light on this technology that's really just causing so many breakthroughs. It's exciting.
It's been my pleasure, Melissa. Thank you so much for having me on here.
Absolutely. And if you want to join the Facebook group, please reach out to me and I will add you to her group. And then you can see what these patches are all about and order some yourself so that you can also experience wellness and feeling better. And you will not regret it at all. So thank you again, Joyce, so much. And thank you to all of you for being here with us today. As always, if you like this podcast, please subscribe. Please leave a positive review from wherever you're listening. And the greatest compliment you can pay me is to share this with others. I hope that you have a beautiful day today from wherever you're listening. As always, I am sending you so much love and light, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.